Hey everyone, welcome back to LowKickMMA. My name's Alex Lerman, and today I am joined by Cage Warriors featherweight Roberto Hernandez. Roberto, how's everything by you today?
Everything's going great. I just actually got done doing my medicals right now, but I'm back. I'm here, chilling, chilling.
Great. So we are about less than a month away from Cage Warriors 149, March 3rd in San Diego, and I know you're training over at Cobra Kai in California. So I wanted to ask,
Yes.
how has this camp been, and how has it differed in any way from past ones?
My last camp, this camp is completely different. I'm getting actually a lot of quality rounds this camp. My last camp, I barely sparred with anyone due to the fact of me just being in the mountains, being a fam. I have a family as well, and I have to, be a family man, and I have to attend these events. So I didn't get enough time to. I still trained, what I could, but I didn't get that partner training in my last fight, and it showed. It showed. I was making mistakes that I didn't like when I'm watching back at it, and my thankfully my opponent couldn't capitalize on it. So this time around, I've been training with some high level people, training with like Bobby Green, some people from the UFC, um, and I just get more, and I'm actually doing a lot of more boxing rounds as well, getting
Hmm.
my reflexes. I'm an MMA fighter, but I build my MMA game around my boxing and my jiu-jitsu. This time around, I don't think my opponent has that boxing skill that I have. So
All right, so now let's get to the fight with John De Jesus. What do you expect to see from your opponent in this one? How do you think that this fight will play out? And how do you see yourself getting your hand raised in the end?
a lot of people, thanks to my boxing coach, he taught me how to fight southpaws. I know how to fight southpaws. It's not hard for me to fight southpaws. It's really easy for me to fight them. So it's just it's just like fighting an orthodox fighter. A lot of people have problems with him, but not this guy. And I feel like he has a good, kicking game. Those good kicks, whatever. But just like my last opponent, like he fights, but he doesn't have a plan. There's no plan behind his tactics. He probably does have tactics or whatever, but I don't see it in the fight. I don't know what he's trying to do. And when I'm dissecting him, he's just a reaction fighter. That's it. Whatever I'm giving him, he's gonna react. I have a plan. I always have plans. I know what I'm trying to do. I know my setups, and I feel like I'm gonna catch him. I feel like I'm gonna finish this fight. I feel like I'm gonna catch him.
Do you have
I
a
can't give too
prediction?
many details, but
Yeah, of course, of course. Can't give away all the secrets. Nope. Um, so this fight's going down in San Diego, and all of your Cage Warriors fights have been in San Diego, but this time you're fighting as the main event. What does this mean to you?
this means a lot to me because I've never main evented a pro fight. Back thank I just want to give thanks to Cage Warriors. Cage Warriors has been with me since the moment I've had my first conversation with Graham, the owner of Cage Warriors, and he provided a platform for me to express myself and showcase the world who Roberto the Greenlight Hernandez is. And it's been taking off. I've kept my promises that we had a conversation with. I kept my promises, and he's keeping his. So it feels like I earned this. I deserve it
Yeah, you seem
to
super
be a main event.
passionate, so that's amazing. Um, so like I said, this fight's going down in San Diego. All your other fights have been there. What other venues in the world, in the US, would be your dream to fight at? Or what
Well,
cities, what
my
venues?
the venues, my venues, I would like to fight the O2 Arena, obviously the Honda Center, and is it the Honda Center in Las Vegas?
The
Um,
T-Mobile.
yeah, the T-Mobile. My bad, T-Mobile.
It's all good.
That one, and that's pretty much about it. As far as the MGM Grand, all the ones when I was coming up, well, when I was growing up, seeing the fighters, they used to have it at MGM Grand, but that's like those events are never gonna happen at MGM Grand anymore. But those are probably the only venues that I would like to dress or go to or fight. But dang, hey, you know what? This is news to me. You just told me that I'm the main event. I did not know I'm the main event.
Yeah, you're
But
online. You're listed as the main event. So
Dang, all right, well, Big Daddy Rob is about to main event it. Let's do this.
Love to hear that. So you're on a tear right now in Cage Warriors, 3-0 since you got there. And you said, you have a lot of gratitude towards Cage Warriors and Graham. How do you see obviously you can't look past this fight, but with a win, how do you see the near future of your MMA career playing out? Would you like to stay at Cage Warriors, or do you see a future anywhere else?
Yeah, it's obviously the main goal is always to get to the and thanks to oh shoot, sorry. Oh my gosh, where are we at? Are we good? All
Yeah,
right.
you're good. You're good.
Thanks to the UFC, thanks to Cage Warriors, they provided me the platform to get to the UFC. Obviously, that's always the end goal, and test my skills in the UFC with the best of the best. And yeah, that's basically what my future is. Hopefully, everything goes well, which I know it will because I'm confident. I put in the hard work. It's my time. I feel like I should have been in the UFC probably like 2 or 3 years ago, but COVID happened. And when COVID hit, it kind of all the people that were trying to get there weren't there yet. It just delayed their whole career for 2 years. So I'm just getting back to what I should have been on this road. I should have been in the UFC. So I'm just getting it all back. So that is what's in my near future, UFC.
Kind of making up for lost time in a sense, right?
Yes.
All right. So now, talking about the UFC, obviously that is the goal for you. Can you throw out some names that would be either a fun fight for you, or you would realistically want to see if you were given that UFC call?
Um, I see a lot of. I don't know the names. I just know their faces. But one thing I could say is thanks to my coach Joe Daddy Stevenson, UFC veteran, fought for the belt. There's something missing in the MMA game, and I see a couple of fighters, but they don't have it all the way, and it's leg locks. My
Mm.
jujitsu skills and my leg locks are on a different level, and you have to be deep into jujitsu in order to understand the leg lock game and how to escape and all these things. Triangle choke and armbar, the first line of defense is you learn. And then as you keep going through your journey and then jujitsu, then the leg locks you start that's what it gets to. But MMA fighters are not doing that. They're not deep into jujitsu like that, and the ones that are have trash striking skills, so they don't even get to make it to the big show. I have both, and I feel like I don't want to say anything, but I feel like I've already. I don't want to say it because
You could say
it's
it. Go
bad.
for it.
No, but let's just say I'm confident because I already spar with UFC guys. I spar with these people, and I just feel very confident when I make my debut. What's gonna happen?
Awesome. So now, you've kind of alluded to this, my next question a little bit, but just kind of give me a clearer picture. What do you think sets you apart from all other featherweights?
What sets me apart is I my boxing skills. I have a great jab. I have a great jab, and I know how to use my jab, not just to in the way I use my jab to set up my other shots. I use it as a to bring you in. You come in, I crack you, counter. I use my jab. Basically, the tool that's not utilized a lot in MMA is jabs. I have a great jab. My boxing is really good. Now I'm working on my Muay Thai and my wrestling and all that good stuff. But me just being able to understand, and I spar with high level boxers as well. So I'm getting not just like mediocre, I'm getting high quality, high level boxers. I'm
Elite.
training with these guys, and everything, that reaction time, your movement, everything's at 100 miles per hour. So when I fight these MMA guys, it's slow. They're slow. Like Conor McGregor said it best, they're stuck in the mud. They're just too slow. And when you're training your eyes for boxers and how to slip jabs and all that stuff, I'm everything's slow motion when I fight MMA fighters. And my jujitsu skills, they're not deep into jujitsu like that. So I feel like my boxing, my jab, and my leg locks is what sets me apart. And yeah, that's what I say.
All right. So my next question, I ask a lot of fighters this question. I love hearing the different perspectives on this, and I think I know what your answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask anyway. Would you rather, in general, get a quick finish in a fight or a dominant unanimous decision where you're literally dominating the entire time?
Um, Obviously, you know the answer. I would love to get a quick finish. We don't get paid for extra time, but it is good because there's always these questions when you finish a fighter. Oh, I just got caught. I got caught. I got no. When you finish the fight and you dominate them for 5 rounds or 3 rounds, you take their will, you break their soul. There's just something. It feels good to see that happening, seeing in his face. Like I remember when Khabib fought Johnson. I forgot his name. Michael Johnson. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "I deserve this, brother." I started just, but the look on his face was just broken. The will was broken, and you get that's like a satisfaction that a fighter gets that not a lot of people can understand. So I can see the both of them, but I'd rather go with the quick finish.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective on both ends, you know. Um, so moving on
Yes,
now, this Saturday in the UFC, we got a big one of the biggest ones ever, Volkanovski versus
yes.
Islam. And granted that, Volkanovski's a featherweight moving up and you're a featherweight. How do you see this fight playing out between those two, and who do you think wins?
I think Volkanovski is gonna surprise Islam with his strength. I feel like he's been a rugby player. He's to be at 200 pounds. He's this is not just your ordinary 145er. He's a big, strong 145er.
Hmm.
So I feel like he will surprise Islam in certain positions, but Islam obviously, if it goes to that, he wants to entertain the grappling exchanges, then I feel like obviously Islam will eventually get the nod. But if Islam is daring enough to strike, mix it in a little bit, and there's more moments of striking, I feel like Volkanovski. And another thing too, I would like to add, leg kicks are going to play a big role in this
Hmm.
fight. Chopping the wood, just chopping the wood, and I feel like ah, I want to go for Volkanovski, but you just cannot bet against the Dagestani wrestlers. I feel like Volkanovski doesn't have the style to defend the grappling style for 5 rounds. I feel like that's more for jiu-jitsu guys that know how to strike. Volkanovski's not a jiu-jitsu, even though he's been training with Craig Jones. But it's just not in you.
Hmm.
If you don't love jujitsu the way some people do, it's just not in you. You cannot entertain the ground war. Some people, that's why Tony Ferguson was a big problem for Khabib, a prime Tony, because he entertained the ground war. He wasn't trying to get up. He was, and Volkanovski doesn't have that element in his game. So I feel like Islam will get the nod.
Final answer, Islam.
Yes.
All right then. So last before I let you go in a little bit, just wanted to know, what are your hobbies? I know you said you're a family man, got all that going on. What are your hobbies and interests outside of MMA?
Well, I'm on the reality TV show. I love a mama's boy. I love to act. I'm an actor on the side. That's my side missions that I do. Um, and it's fun. It's it's very stressful. My hairline got pushed back a couple of miles, a couple of inches from filming my last film. And but yeah, acting and just I enjoy a good trash talk. Whether it's soccer, whether it's we're playing chess, whether we're playing Scrabble, I just enjoy board games where I get to trash talk you while we're going.
Lovely. Just a true competitor. I see that. So now before I let you go again, if you want to shout out any social medias, any sponsors that you might have, now's the time, and I'll give you time for that.
Um, damn, damn. I wish I knew them from the tip top of my head,
It's all right. Take your time.
but I like to give a shout out to just I don't know. I'll give a shout out to TLC, my wife, my kids. Thank you guys for everyone that's helped me become or helping. You guys are the bridge that's helping me cross over to success. So everyone that's helping and laying down that foundation for me, thank you. I appreciate it, and it would not go unnoticed because when I win, we all win.
That's wonderful. So everyone watching this, Roberto Hernandez, March 3rd, Cage Warriors 149 in San Diego against John De Jesus. Look for him to get the quick finish, as he says. And Roberto, just want to thank you for your time, man. Really appreciate you coming on, and look forward to hopefully speaking with you soon.
You will. And thank you. I appreciate it again. Thank you for providing me the platform to express a little bit of my personality. And yeah.
Of course. Well, have a great rest of your camp, and I'll be excited for that fight coming up. Can't wait.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.